Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to study the chapter number 2 of history, sources of history. Students, in previous chapter we have learned what is a history, and in this chapter we are going to study the sources of a history. Sources means the origin, mood, a place, person or a thing where something comes or starts from. For example, cloud is a source of a rain, sun is a source of a light, and television is a source of an entertainment. Students, there are some objects or things from olden times which are still exist. Exist means असणे, अजूनही आहेत. Sources of like these help us to understand our history. We can learn history through customs and tradition. Folk arts म्हणजे लोककला, folk literature म्हणजे लोकसाहित्य, and also from the historical documents. All these are said to be the sources of history. While studying history, we have to consider these sources of history. There are three types of sources of history. They are material sources, written sources, and the oral sources. Now we are going to see first material sources. Artifacts used by humans in the past provides us the valuable, important information about life in the ancient times. Artifacts means things that man uses in day-to-day life. The artifacts, articles, monuments or their ruins are called the material source of a history. Runs means अवशेष जे आपल्याला जमिनीखाली सापडतात. With the help of a diagram, we are going to study the material source. Material sources. First, earthen pots. We can learn history by studying the shape, color and design on the earthen pots. We can know on which ancient time those types of earthen pots were used. Second, houses and buildings. We find the remains of houses and buildings built in different historical periods. For example, forts, stupa. Stupa means a place for meditation or a prayer hall. Third, the food. In ancient time, people used to roast food grains before grinding them. If a few grains get churned, churned means burn, जळून कोळसा झालेले. While roasting they were thrown away. Such churned grains can remain intact for a very long period. During excavation, excavation means उत्खनन, the process of digging and removing from the ground. Such churned grains can be recovered. When these are inspected or studied in a laboratory, we can come to know what grain it is. Then ornaments. Whichever ornaments was used at that time, such as bangles, necklace, long pendants, rings, etc. From these we can understand what material they used to make an ornament at those time. Then coins and seals. Coins made by different rulers or kings. At that time, coins material was silver, copper, gold, metal, etc. From these coins, we learn about the rulers of that period. Then the monuments. A building or a statue that is built in the memory of a great person is known as the monuments, such as the Taj Mahal, Sanchi Stupa, Red Fort, Lotus Temple, etc. All this gives us information about the human activity in the past.